Hey, have you ever pondered to yourself about using a Tyrogue in a solo Pokemon run? Did you, like me, forget that Tyrogue existed after level 20? Did you even know that the only move it can learn is Tackle, or that its base stats are like a Sunkern, but on a good day? Of course not. He sounds like a nightmare. Praise Sobek's name that nobody in their right mind would ever attempt to beat Steven in Emerald with only a Tyrogue. So let's go over the rules quickly. Tyrogue is going to be our only one to use in combat. Since we are playing Emerald and Tyrogue can't surf, there are going to be moments with HM boys in the party. During such periods, if Tyrogue faints, I'll just force a loss and reset my progress. It's simple. Next is the leveling process. Tyrogue cannot evolve, he is not allowed, but he can learn the limited number of HMs and TMs that he has available to him in Emerald, because a tackle-only run would end super early, out of just sheer frustration. Finally, item usage. Items are prohibited in battle except for, of course, held items. This is to prevent a jet stream of health potions keeping Tyrogue on life support. Okay, fantastic, let's go. I start out by grabbing Tyrogue as my starter, replacing Trico so that my rival picks Torchic since it learns a flying type move. The hope was to add a little extra challenge to the rival battles, however I will never see it use Peck on this run. On the way to the first rival battle, I stop to grind a quick level, then proceed. Torchic only has Scratch and Growl at this point, so I manage to get by with a couple of crits. The next major battle is Roxanne. As I make my way through to the gym, I battle all available trainers to get my level up, with the exception of any double battles I encounter, as they refuse to simply fight a trainer with only one Pokemon. This will be on the test later, so remember it. Roxanne's gym provides an interesting challenge, and by interesting I mean they are rock types and I only have Tackle. How do I do damage? Struggle's my best option here, as it bypasses type resistance, so I grind my PP down against the smaller mons on Route 201, and I head on into the gym at level 19. This fight is made especially tough due to the Geodude's high defense paired with defense curl. I get lucky with an early crit that deals decent damage, but after a few curls I'm barely chipping away, and I'm dealing equal damage to myself. This is a battle of attrition. I cannot win at this point, so I end up losing to the second Geodude, and I don't even get to see how much struggle would do against the Nosepass. Out of options for this part of the game, I decided to grind for a few hours, hitting level 26 and adding an Oranberry to my belt for greater survival. This time I'm able to out-sustain the Geodudes and reach the Nosepass with 44 whole HPs left. However, due to Rock Tomb, Nosepass outspeeds and leads with a couple of cheeky Hardens, making this fight a grind. But with perseverance and a lot of A-taps, the battle is won.
Not funny, didn't laugh.
And straight into battle, I pick up the Silk Scarf first for a quick damage test, and I run my Tackle Lad into Brawly's Machop. The damage test is failed and I lose the battle in under a minute. Next I try the Struggle tactic again since it has a higher base power than Tackle, and I can swap in an Oranberry. The damage is nice but completely unsustainable as I knock myself out on the Mecha Hitter. At this point I realize my first TM, Thief, is waiting for me over in Slateport, so I go grab it and decide to grind to level 35. I roll up to the gym now as Tackle does respectable damage without Silk Scarf, allowing me to hold a little Oranberry for a little extra survival. The Machop goes down in a couple of hits. The Meditite keeps trying to use Focus Punch, but Tackle Lad is real distracting. Mecha Hitter tanks a few hits, but at this point Tackle Lad cannot be stopped. The next big fight is the rival battle. Hyped up in my mind as the Combusken at this point would have Peck and a Wingull would be on the team. Could this be a challenge to put Tackle Lad back in his place? No, the Winkle dies in 2 hits and the Combustion dies in 3. Lombre was the only one to put up a fight, as Absorb pulled it out of knockout range. However, Tackle Lad cannot be stopped at this point, especially since after this fight was their second move. Rock Smash. Stab, finally. Next is the battle with Watson. I get paralyzed by the Voltorb early on, and then it self-destructs, and Tyrogue, the future Hoenn champion, takes it like the champ he's going to be. Granted, it was a Voltorb and there's like a 20 level difference, but that doesn't detract from my pride. Next is Electrike. It chugs a potion and goes down pretty easy. Unfortunately, next is a Magneton, and it knocks me out and puts me back in my place. I grind myself up to 45 and head back into the fight. I get lucky with a one-shot crit to the Voltorb, which doesn't trigger static. Next, the Electrike goes down without causing any harm to myself and also avoiding static once more. Now the challenge, Magneton, who leads with a Thunder Wave, and this is where my two-pronged strategy begins to poke back. For you see, I have a Cherry Berry that instantly cures my paralysis and also frees up my hold item slot. I'm able to swiftly put the Magneton down with Rock Smash, which leads me to the final Pokemon, Manectric. I lead with Thief and steal their Citrus Berry. At this moment, I am still at full health and without paralysis. Perfect for the crit Shockwave that drops me down to berry range, allowing me to end the fight in 2 single hits. I follow this victory up by nabbing and teaching Strength to Tackle Lad. His tackle days are finally over. The next big boy fight is Maxie atop his Hill of Flame. At this point I've battled most trainers and hit level 49. The biggest problem I have with Maxie is his Mightyena and its liberal switching and Intimidate. Starting off a solo battle with an Intimidate sucks. But you know what else sucks? Sand Attack! It caused a lot of bad rolls, especially against the Camerupt, and it caused a couple of losses. However, since this was mostly luck-based, I just re-rolled a second attempt, landed some strong defense drops on the Mightyena and the Camerupt, dropping them both, and the Zubat stood absolutely no chance against Tackle Lad's Herculean strength. There are no mountains that Lil Hercules can't climb. I hit level 50 on the way down the mountain and go straight to Flannery. Hernummel and Slugma both go down in 1 hit, no problem at all. Wait, what's that? That's fine. Out comes the Camerupt. I get it down below half in 1 hit, and it gets me with a tackle. Ooh, I'm quaking in the boots. Another strength and it's gone. Level up 2. What a great day to be alive. Is that music getting louder? Nothing to worry about. Torkoal appears on the scene and Strength leads it in the green as it goes for an Attract. I miss a turn to the Attract and then get paralyzed by Body Slam. The Facade is broken. Overheat is in 2 hit range. The Hyper Potion comes out. The Coin Flip fails. You have whited out. Okay. Let me lay my cards out for you now. The challenge for this fight is not just Torkoal. Surprisingly, Camerupt is a key player too. If it deals any damage or sets up Sunny Day, Torkoal's Overheat has a clean one-shot and the attempt is over. Camerupt takes 2 hits to go down, so I have to bank on it choosing to go with Tackle and Miss or Attract with a Coin Flip. This is the only condition I would consider a viable attempt. Congratulations, at this point we've soft reset a perfect world where Tackle missed or Attract didn't work, and I'm fighting a Torkoal at full health with no sun. What's the next concern? Overheat. It can just about 2-hit Tyrogue, and thanks to White Herb, it can easily and frequently decide to do that if it wants to. Fortunately, we have one option to neutralize White Herb. Thief. We have to forego an item, but since we're in one-shot range, we don't really need an Oran Berry. However, another problem arises in Torkoal setting up Sunny Day itself, and one-shotting anyway. So here's the winning strategy. Get lucky with coin flips. Beyond that, grind to 55 for a little extra survival, lead with Thief to take out White Herb early on. I also replaced Tackle with Secret Power to apply paralysis of my own, just to hedge my bets with the coin flips a little. Attract is also a good option here, but I ended up finding a use out of all my other attacks. I used Rock Smash to chip its stupid high defense, and Strength for bypassing the knockout range without triggering a potion. Finally, I just get lucky with a paralysis and land the killing blow. Humbled by the gym that brought me to my knees, not even being flying or psychic type, I approached the gym I had most confidence for with trepidation in my heart. Which proved to be completely misguided because this one was easy. Everything but the slacking went down in a couple of hits. I used my Oran Berry against the slacking and saw an opportunity to steal its Citrus Berry and heal up from it. After a couple of lucky crits that ate away Dad, Norman's Hyper Potions, and a few defense drops later, the slacking goes down too. Easy! On to the next rival battle. The Wingull should have evolved by now, so maybe that'll be a challenge. Or not. Everything seems to go down in a couple of hits. Barely worth a mention. There's a 30 level difference at this point. I'm unstoppable. Unless I were to come up against, say, a flock of really strong birds. And next is the Fortree Gym, a flying type gym, where I'll be going up against the strongest flock of birds in the game. No, I think I'm going to Lily Cove. I can bully my rival a bit more there. Even here, Dino Leaf Bird can't save her from having dirt in her eye. Whilst it is fun to deprive May of any wins, I know that I can't run from my goal of being the champion forever, so I head back to Fortree and punch some birds. Winona is actually kind of a pushover. Maybe it's the 40 difference in level, or maybe Tyrogue is just the best dude in the world. The only Pokemon that manages to land a few hits is the Skarmory, but my defense is too high and it just crumbles away. Finally, the Altaria comes along, and this is where it chunks me. I miss on the paralysis from Secret Power, and after a single Dragon Dance, it can easily put me down. However, this is not the end of my story, as I decide to re-roll the encounter, nailing the paralysis and locking it into Dragon Dance, giving me time to chip it into knockout range and avoid a potion. Easy money. Now we gotta go save the world from Maxie waking up climate change. His Mightyena subjects me to Intimidate, but like a fool, he decides to swagger me, and I don't even hurt myself from confusion. After a couple of supercharged hits, the Crobat and Camera go down with ease as well. I'm feeling good. Climate change might be out in the world, but it's not an immediate problem and it'll probably never resurface. Also, I beat Team Magma. They're like supervillains and I'm a superhero. Who's next on the list of people to crush under my boot heel? Tate and Liza? A double battle? But I only have one Pokemon. Unless... Haha! They haven't seen through my lifelike ruse. That's not really a Zigzagoon. It's a substitute, dull the fools. They decide to waste a turn attacking my substitute. I've got this in the bag. I forgot. Psychic can hit my conscience for super effective damage. Oh, I've lost before I even started. I disappear for a few days and return at level 95. I've erected a special wall around my conscience to protect me from their psychic assault. Whilst the Xatu is distracted by my substitute, I knock it out in 2 hits. The Claydol goes for an earthquake, but it barely scratches me since the earth is too weak to fight back. I turn to the Lunatone and steal its Citrus Berry, healing up from the puny earthquakes, as the Lunatone's hypnosis misses. Luckily it didn't use Calm Mind, as I'm able to knock it out with a second Thief. Out comes Solrock just in time because I was starting to look like I needed another Citrus Berry. Thief crits and knocks it out in 1, which certainly wasn't a major part of my strategy. Trust me, I can totally take a single psychic attack. Trust me on this. Finally, the Claydol is alone and against the ropes, and it decides to use Psychic. An attack I didn't even realize it had, because it's the first time in 3 days that I've seen it use it. Luckily I can outspeed it and secure the win thanks to a low damage roll. It's been about 5 minutes, so I've got to go put Maxie back in his place again at the space station with Steven Stone. Now, I just beat the toughest fight in the game for me, and I don't need your puny level 40 Pokemon to assist me on what's slowly becoming a recurring theme. But, I'll see you later. I pick up Brick Break and finally replace Rock Smash with a stab fighting move that actually does damage. And then I hear that Team Aqua want to put an end to Team Magma's climate change, so they're planning to awaken a climate change of their own. Now, I'm something of an expert of climate change myself, so I decide to approach Archie for a rational discussion, but he attacks me. I beat him, but then he whips out the red orb and releases a second climate change. Don't ask me what that means, we just have to deal with it now. So I decide not to deal with it now. I'm fighting Gym Leader One Piece. He's something of a pirate and he has a lot of water types. He has a lot of strong Pokemon that would each require extensive planning around, but since I'm 50 levels higher I don't need to. Time for the Elite Four. I'm level 100 and I finished preparing my ultimate strategy of hitting them really hard in the face. First is Sydney. He uses Dark types. He just opens the door for me and lets me pass. Phoebe's next. She has Ghost types, and unfortunately Tackle Lad is repenting his life of crime since he forgot Thief. However, after a bulk up, everything goes down in one hit. Third is Glacia, an Ice type user. Strangely enough, she just opens the door and lets me through too. Which finally leads us to Captain Birdseye. I take advantage of his shell gun using Protect and missing a Rock Tomb to set up 4 bulk ups so that absolutely nothing can survive my assault. Whilst my speed is lowered, I do take damage from an Altaria and a Flygon, 1 Dragon Breath each, but my health bar is looking pretty tippy top when the Salamence comes out. I hit it with a secret power, banking on paralysis, which sticks. Then its Citrus Berry pulls it out of potion range and I end it with a simple tap to the forehead. Finally, the champion, Steven Stone. I've been waiting for this. Wait, who is this?
Hello, my name is Wallace. I'm the new champion. Stephen retired because 2 climate changes are fighting nearby.
What does that even mean? I have to go fight him so that I can beat this challenge.
No, we're fighting now.
Wallace only has water types. I feel like I've done this battle already with One Piece. This game really does have too much water, but whatever, I'm the champion now after a couple of bulk ups and secret powers and strengths and earthquakes and ooh. And I didn't even need to beat Steven Stone to do it. What a happy ending.